Welcome to the Protein MB podcast. I'm Jordan Sasiwa, and as usual, we are here to support Manitoba Protein, find out ways for you to do your livelihood better and ways to get engaged with the community, to grow this community so that we can get on a global scale and start really taking Manitoba's protein to the next level. And I don't think we can have that conversation without the president of the Bioscience Association of Manitoba, Kim Kline. Kim, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Jordan.
So I want to start off with a compliment, and it's going to stay there. It's not going to be a compliment sandwich. We're gonna put it out there and stay there. I have been amazed at everyone that I've met from BAM, and we'll be calling it BAM from here on, just so everyone knows. I am amazed at the depth of what you cover in that bioscience area, but how easy to talk to everyone is. And I think before we get anywhere into this, I want to talk a little bit about your background and some of the background of the team. I was going to say I was shocked to find out, but I think shocked would be the wrong word. But finding out that your background is not bioscience. No. So talk to us a little bit about who you are and how that plays into what BAM does.
So I don't have any science background. Any science that I do know, I always teasingly say that I learned from Miss Frizzle in the Magic School Bus. And since being in this role, I've learned so much more. It's just absolutely amazing to me what we have here in Manitoba. And my background, being that it wasn't in the sciences, I think my background complements what I do today. I used to actually be in training and development, and prior to that I was in sales. And part of all of that is about being able to relate to people and being able to talk to people and being able to have those skills and abilities. I think has been a huge benefit for me, because my biggest goal since being here has really to raise the profile of this industry and elevate the awareness, not only with the public, but with other stakeholders within the bioscience economy. And that could be anybody from post-secondary institutions to government stakeholders to other stakeholders that have no idea that our industry is very diverse and very, very strong.
Because I think this was, again, I'm very fortunate in my role. I'm similar to you. My background's kinesiology. I did not come into this protein world with any expertise, and it's been a huge benefit because I get to have a smile on my face at work when you find out, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry that I'm in, and I know we're going to talk a little bit more about how large bioscience is in Manitoba, but to me, it's that connection point that you have as that trainer to help people grow their business, not just with funding, and not just with support in bioscience, but the support to make the whole person kind of grow and blossom. So let's discuss that, because again, I think it's the discussion I want to have is, what do you offer a lot of these businesses, especially everyone, but that protein industry specifically?
Okay, so what do we have to offer as an industry association? So again, I like to always think that we're the connector. That's something we do really, really well. The team is fantastic at it. We connect people with other people within Manitoba. And that could be anything from connecting member companies to the proper government people, or to the proper people within healthcare, or to the proper people that are doing the exact same thing, connecting businesses to business, connecting businesses to potential funders, potential programs that are out there to support them, to help them grow. One of the things that we are actually funded for is through the Sector Council program, and that is actually workforce development. So we do that really, really well, and that's actually used to be my old job here at the association. I was the training and development manager. And so I took my background in training and development, workforce development, labor market intelligence, all of that background, and we've been able to put in some amazing supports for any bioscience company, whether it's health biotech, ag biotech, or clean biotech. We have all those supports in place. We have those different options for them to grow and to scale up. And that's the most important thing, is about supporting Manitoba companies.
Well, and I would echo that with the work that we've been doing. I'm just going to drop a couple of names of Prairie Fava and Theory Mesh, right? They're two real good success stories in Manitoba. And both of them in their podcasts and videos really stress the fact that it isn't. I think a lot of businesses and people chase the money side of things, and they don't realize that the money runs out, but a network and a connection never fails. And I really truly believe that that's BAM's strength. So let's talk about that a little bit, into that ag biotech sector. How do let's talk about the networks that you've got going, because I think it's key.
I'll back up here a bit, and I'll just say, a lot of times people have, I think, a misconception of bioscience. Bioscience is the science of all living things. That's humans, animals, plants, right? And so all of our companies have some sort of a piece of that pie. And a lot of people think right away that our association only deals in the health side, the human health side. That's not just what we do. One of the fastest growing industries in our province is ag biotech. It's one of the fastest, and clean biotech. Again, the two are very much hand in hand. It's all about that sustainability. But all of us feeding and fueling and healing the world going forward has to have the basis of science. And ag biotech is something that's really, really exciting right now to be involved in. It's where we're going to come up with solutions for our future.
Well, and let's talk about that, because again, let's take this from, I'm the business person that I think I have this great idea. What is it that I should be doing to engage BAM? Do I knock on your door and just say, hey, like, hi, my name is Jordan, and I've got a great idea?
Yep. Not, you know what? If anything, come and knock on our door, and we'll be able to guide you to the right place. Depending on where you are in your business, or what you're looking for, what you need. And that's what we encourage people to do. Whether it's a startup company, or you are this amazing smart person with this amazing smart invention, come to us. We can literally send you to the right person to talk to. I kind of say sometimes we're the one-stop shop. Depending on exactly it is what, again, somebody needs, we can help or support, or again, say, yeah, sorry, this isn't the right place to be right now for you.
And I think that that's as critical, to rule out places to not waste time and energy.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something excellent that I've found with a lot of the organizations within the scope of Protein MB, is when we get to sit down with their presidents, their executive directors, everyone has a mandate and a set of goals and objectives. And the places that are sticking to those, that can look at someone and say, not us, but this person. How fantastic is that for an organization to know that they can grow faster by spending their time focused? So I'm just going to jump into a totally different realm after that.
Okay.
We had a conversation offline, and I think that one of my favorite things that BAM is kind of working on and doing is some of these did you know kind of things.
Yeah.
And you blew my mind, and this is going to take us out a little bit of the Protein MB, but into, I wrote the word down and I'm going to say it wrong, medicaments.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's discuss this, because I think it helps give the scale, and this is another thing that we discussed and has come up, is the scale of Manitoba's economy.
Yeah.
To me, is mind-blowing. I can't wrap my mind around it. And again, like I said, we're in the multi-billions for the protein industry. Medicaments, you're going to define it for everyone. Yeah. But then you're going to discuss how big it is, and that's just a portion of your portfolio. So let's
absolutely. Get into that. So medicaments is pharmaceuticals, therapeutics, vitamins for human and animal use. So it's interesting because it's not just about human health here, it's also about animal health as well. And so medicaments is the number one export for Manitoba. $2.7 billion was exported out of this province last year in 2022. Number two was 1.5 billion. Number two is wheat. And a lot of people think Manitoba is mostly agriculture. We are. Let's face it. But here we have medicaments, which is a highly valued, brings in a lot of money for Manitoba. And we have literally 9 companies that produce and manufacture medicaments in this province, and nobody knows about it. And so that was when I took over in this role. That was one of the things I really wanted to do, was raise the profile of this industry to everybody out there to go, hey, look at us. Oh my gosh, did you know $9.9 billion in revenue for this province comes from biosciences? $4.4 billion comes from health, and $4.5 billion comes from ag biotech. Like, these are huge, huge numbers. Medicaments is a great starting point for me, obviously, because it's something we get to really brag about. Nobody knows about it. And it is such a big thing, even nationally and internationally. I literally get people going, what? What? Really? Manitoba is the second largest province in Canada for pharmaceutical and medicine manufacturing. And even people at a federal government level had no idea just how strong it is. So let me back that up. We talk about medicaments, pharmaceuticals. What does that mean? That gives us a huge foundation of a research community. We have one of the strongest and world-class researchers here in Manitoba. Again, nobody knows about it. How come? We have 9 post-secondary institutions that are filling the pipeline with all these super smart, highly qualified, highly educated students that are filling these jobs. How awesome is that? Nobody knows about it. So it takes us, again, back into the ag biotech piece. This is the fastest growing industry. It is a huge revenue generating piece for us here in this province. We also have all these amazing smart students ready and willing to fill these jobs, but they don't know a lot of times what is out there.
Yeah, and I'm gonna speak to this as I was looking for a way to work in the fact that we're 96 hours away from my wife's scheduled C-section.
Yes.
And my second daughter on the way. And this was, I remember when we were discussing this the first time through, and I was just like it is wonderful. And this is going to lead into the workforce. It is wonderful to me and to my brain to know that my children can live in Manitoba and compete on an international scale, not just kinda, but at a level that is noteworthy. And I think it's up to, people like yourself that are out there championing the fact that Manitoba is absolutely amazing. What we do here is on a level of you can put us with the best of the best.
Absolutely.
And I think that this is to the next point, is there's enough people that know how great we are, that our workforce is starting to match that, and that vision for developing the workforce, because this is where I got really excited in some of the meetings I get to attend at Protein MB, is when we're talking workforce, and like you say, the 9 post-secondary institutions getting involved, the research that's being done. I can take a child from kindergarten right to a PhD, and they can get world-class the whole way and never leave the province. And that's, absolutely. I think that's, let's go there. Let's talk about what you guys are doing in that space.
Oh gosh. Okay. So part of the work that we do through the Sector Council program is also liaising with post-secondary institutions and industry or companies. And so one of the things that we've done, and we've done it for a number of years now, is we go to industry and we say, okay, where are the gaps? What kind of skill gaps are you seeing? What kind of things are you seeing when you hire a post-secondary student into your organization? And they come back to us and they give us a list, and it's quite comprehensive. And it's really interesting because it's very similar to every other province, and also very, very similar to the skill gaps that on a federal and a national, international level as well. And so then what we try to do is we try in our way to make sure that we're providing that extra training for a lot of these post-secondary students on all of those. We call them soft skills or human skills now, but those are those little things that some of these post-secondary students, not all of them, but some of them really, really need that little bit of support. And when we do that, we're making and ensuring that we have highly skilled and highly employable people for our workforce. And that gives us a little bit more of a competitive advantage in Manitoba, especially when our government is focused on making sure that we have that skilled workforce and we're retaining them. Yeah. And keeping them here and making sure that we are creating that awareness about all the jobs that are here.
And I think that we've said it here, Manitoba, yeah. Home. And I think that this is something that large companies internationally need to know about Manitoba is if you set up shop in Manitoba, that workforce, those people that you hire,
yep.
They're going to stay here. And I think that this is something we've discussed it.
Yes.
You accidentally left and came back.
Yes. Yes.
But it's something where whatever it is that Manitoba, that we have figured out, Manitoba gets a hold of people.
Yes.
And they live here and they stay here. And that's the skilled workforce lives and stays here. And I think that that's something where, when you're building something large scale, to know that your best of your best are going to be here long term, that's a huge bonus.
Absolutely. I always say Manitoba is like a best kept secret. I know a lot of people will move away, but they always come back. And the research I've heard is that they come back for community and for family. Manitoba is an amazing place to live. Not only do we have a low cost of living, we have great housing. I think we're one of the lowest provinces for housing costs. We have clean energy for any businesses that are looking at coming. We have the only inland port in all of the provinces in Canada. We have Centerport here. We have amazing things to be able to attract not only investment, but we also have an amazing opportunity for companies to move here and invest and create new organizations here. And we have also an amazing province for our young people to stay.
Yeah, we've got education, we've got adventure, we've got, all of the RWB, the arts galleries. And again, even there, our RWB is internationally known for how good it is. And we've had the orchestra that you have these leaders in not only just the science, but the arts. And it's something that, again, I love hearing people like you, other presidents and CEOs, people that love Manitoba, when you hear them discuss it, an opportunity, and then that opportunity isn't, because I'm just going to reiterate the fact that we've been saying billions with a B, not millions.
Right.
You're not the amounts of generated capital in this province are astounding, and it just goes to show how great we are. Well, let's talk. The last thing we want to talk about is the future and what's coming down the pipe and things. Because again, I think we want to talk about that life science strategy that you have.
That's good. I was going to ask you, can we talk about that?
And because I want to get a great soundbite, because I'm excited to even do more on this and some videos and stuff. Your upcoming financing stuff, because that's going to be some discussions I want to have of there's
funding day.
That's the one.
Yeah, funding day. Access to capital funding day, December the 6th.
Perfect. Yes, because that's going to be something, I think, that access to funding and who's the players there and who's involved is always fascinating to me, because I love seeing money get behind great ideas. It's
Absolutely.
Just you just know that's the thing that makes Manitoba better.
And it's one of the most needed things for small companies. It's one of the most requested things that they say on a lot of our industry surveys. It's just having that access to capital. So we're doing it all in one day. So
yes, and December 6th is the date. So I'll make a note of that one, December 6th. And just quickly, what is the basis of the event?
It really is bringing companies, startups, small companies, small, medium-sized enterprises, large organizations, and bringing everybody together in one room one day. And we bring all the funders, all the people that have different supports, wage subsidies, could be grants, could be funding opportunities, programs, funding of research, absolutely everybody nationally and provincially, all in one place. And we actually do speed dating. So it's 7 minutes on one side of the table, and you as a company get to sit down and you get to decide whether or not there's an opportunity for further discussions, or whether or not you fit their program, or whether or not you're interested in hiring somebody else. But it literally is, we have over 800 one-on-one meetings in one day.
And again, that event takes place in what city?
In Winnipeg, Manitoba. And the beauty of it is it's industry agnostic. It's not bioscience. It is everyone from the agri-food to the aerospace to environmental to supply chain, and of course any of the health and med device companies. It's every industry is invited to attend, because all of these funders that are sitting on the other side of the table, many of them are industry agnostic, and they have other opportunities for you to take advantage of. So
yeah, let's pack that room. I want to see these great ideas get funded. Now, let's jump into the thing that we've been waiting for this entire podcast.
My favorite thing to talk about.
You know what? I'm just going to let you jump into taking people where you want to go on this. I'll just step back and let you go.
So one of the things that we've been working on for a couple of years now, and it came to fruition this past June of 2023. The province actually announced the very first ever life science strategy, and it's entitled the Manitoba Life Science Strategy, Powering Our Bioscience Future. And so one of the things I want to tell everybody here is that it's not just around life sciences, because again, people often have the perception that life sciences is just human health. It's not. This is the bioscience future, again, including ag tech, ag biotech, clean biotech, and of course, health biotech. The province collaborated with us. We collaborated. We had a number of stakeholder meetings. They got input from all over the province. They even got input from outside of the province. And they did an amazing job. The Department of Economic Development, Investment and Trade actually put this document together. It is a living document. By that, it means it can change. It can change, but they wanted to put something so that we all had a focus. And there's 5 pillars in this strategy right now. And I've actually, how can I say it? I've peddled it across the country. I've actually spoken on it across this country. And I keep getting told by everybody that's one of the best ones in Canada.
I wouldn't doubt it for a second.
Yeah.
And what does this strategy do? So typical Manitoban, typical business, what can I expect is going to come down the pipe from a strategy like this?
I think more than anything, because it was an intergovernmental, so it had not only economic development involved, it had the Ministry of Agriculture involved, there was also the Ministry of Health involved, Ministry of Central Services involved, and what it is it's a document showcasing that they're recognizing that this is the 4th largest industry in the province of Manitoba, and it is growing. They have demonstrated here that we are very robust, that we are growing, and that the bioeconomy here in Manitoba is strong and is an opportunity for people to take a look at. And it allows us to be a little bit more competitive on an international level as well.
And I love it. And I'm gonna leave it there, I think, for today. We covered a lot.
Yeah.
I love the scope of the Bioscience Association of Manitoba.
Thanks.
And I love the team, because there's the focus and the support. We only get to meet you today, but everyone that I've met shares your passion, shares the expertise, and is there for their member businesses. And I think that's the critical part here is you are a service you're a service organization.
Yes.
And I think that comes through anytime you speak, for sure, and anytime your team's around you. So any last parting words?
I just want to say thank you again for doing this. I think it's important. Again, it's part of my goal. Again, raise that profile of this industry and to really help people understand that it is a solid foundation here. We have so much opportunity to grow, and I'm really, really looking forward to being part of this and to make Manitoba not a flyover province.
I would agree 100%. Kim, thank you for your time. And again, if anyone's looking to get a hold of you, where should they be going?
You can email me at kim@biomb.ca, or you can head to our website, and we also have numbers and emails on there as well.
Wonderful. We'll be posting all of that in with our social media stuff. So thank you for your time.
Good.
And again, if you're listening to this or if you've seen one of our little tidbits on this, jump in with both feet. Make the phone call. Reach out. The industry is growing. Be a part of it. Thanks for joining us on the Protein MB podcast.